video demonstrates the commissioning procedure before phased array inspection and the steps for TCG curve fabrication. Prepare a phased array instrument, a phased array probe with its column wedge, and a coupling agent. The standard test blocks required are the phased array type A test block and the PRB1 test block. The probe used in this demonstration is a 5 MHz 32-element linear array probe from the M31 series, and a 55-degree shear wave wedge from the same M31 series is selected. Apply the coupling agent uniformly. Align the first element downward. Fasten the screws. Mount the probe and start the device. Enter the software and navigate to the scanning mode interface. Sector scanning is adopted for this demonstration. Proceed to the equipment configuration interface. Set the workpiece parameters and configure information including the workpiece length, width, height, and weld seam according to the application scenario. Locate and select the corresponding model. Then load the wedge. Element sensitivity can be used to inspect whether the probe waver is damaged. The optical axis is dragged sequentially to check the signal. On the ultrasound setup interface, parameters including the transmit-receive mode and detection mode can be adjusted, and the default settings can be selected herein. The focusing rule is used to adjust the scanning step size as well as the starting and ending angles of sector scanning, and the default range is the commonly used 3570. Start the sound velocity calibration procedure. Apply engine oil for coupling. Align the probe with the circular arc surface of the Type A test block. Observe the wave amplitudes at the 50 mm and 100 mm positions of the purple ultrasonic axis in the view. If the wave exceeds the oscilloscope screen, click to reduce the gain and perform fine forward-backward adjustment to make the wave amplitude reach the peak value, which indicates that the calibration is completed successfully. The calibration procedure for the wedge follows a similar protocol. Move the probe back and forth to continuously calibrate the curve until it remains within the boundary range. The TCG curve is fabrication using the PRB1 test block, with an additional measuring point at 10 mm added. Align the probe to the 10 mm depth transverse through hole on the test block. Move the probe steadily to collect echo signals with each angular sound beam, and plot a complete envelope. Perform continuous calibration to keep the curve within the range lines, and maintain a steady movement of the probe throughout the process. At this stage, the curve approaches a smooth state. The calibration for the depth is completed, and the next depth measurement point is added. Repeat the above procedure to perform calibration sequentially, and the deepest measurement point shall be at least greater than twice the thickness of the workpiece. The consistency of acoustic beam echoes at different angles can be verified through the sensitivity test of TCG curves. After checking the settings and adjusting the scanning range, step offset, probe direction, and other parameters, by simply inputting the actual workpiece parameters in the workpiece setting module, we can use 3D simulation to observe whether the primary echo and secondary echo cover the inspection surface. The simulated position of the weld is also marked in the sector view to assist inspection and judgment. Select the commonly used View A, View S, as well as the calibrated View C and View D in the View Layout configuration. Alright, that's all the prep you need before the inspection. Grab the probe and get started.